birds are very active this morning. Kind of just waiting on Facebook to make their announcement that I'm here. Good morning, good morning. Glad to see you guys here today. Good Monday morning. Say hi as you come in, please. I appreciate that. So I can return the favor. We're going to talk a little bit about procrastination today. Oh my God. Good morning, Misty. Oh, I love those little sunflowers. Those are cute. Good morning, Linda. Hi, Dawn. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. Good morning, Tom Tom. How are you? Good to see you today. Hi, Leanne. Oh, thanks for blessing. It's Monday, the start of a new week. This is the start of my birthday week. What? Yes, I'm going to be 60 on Thursday. I'm told it's called sexty. We'll see. Good morning, my little cupcake. How are you? I know you've been busy. Oh, thanks, Bobby. I hope the same for you and everyone here. Well, just everyone in general, I guess. Good morning. Hi, Kathy. Well, great. We have flies. They've decided spring has sprung. So, hi, Jane. How are you? Well, y'all, it's been a interesting weekend. As many of you know, it was the anniversary. Good morning. Thanks, Sandy. It was the 21st anniversary of my oldest two children's accident. And so I spent a lot of time in reflection mode, memories, all of that. You know, it's the memories that are awesome. The hardest thing about the anniversary date is that you also remember the happenings of the actual day. So that's a little difficult, but keeping in mind all the amazing memories that we're able to make with our loved ones certainly makes it so much better. Good morning. But I've not been live on our Facebook page creating the last couple of weeks because I've been procrastinating. And there's some other things, paperwork things, reports, and things like that that I have procrastinated. And so now I am overwhelmed with things that must be done. So I thought, yeah, if I need to be reminded about procrastination, I'm sure somebody else there might need to have a gentle reminder as well. And you know, procrastination, really, I'm talking about that. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you? Beautiful. I'm talking about that unnecessary procrastination. Good morning, Fonda. Sometimes I guess procrastination is a good thing if we are using it to make a better decision, to consider our options. Good morning, Dana. To make sure that our gut feelings are good. Oh, thanks for the birthday wishes. Wow. It's pretty windy here, and sometimes the windy affects my connection. Huh. Well, let's see if it gets any better. So, like I said, I'm paying for procrastinating this week. Good morning, Miss Sue. Good morning. Oh, thank you, Misty. Yeah, I am too. The queen of procrastinating. It's not my friend. And you're right. And the best way to work at procrastinating is what we do as much as we can, which is one step at a time. You know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, kind of thing. And sometimes I think it's fear, whether it's the fear of failure, the fear of displeasing someone or yourself. I read a while back, and I'm probably going to mess this up, but it said something like the greatest waste of time is the time we spend starting, because we stress so much about the starting that we don't get started. So once we get started, we're halfway there, right? Good morning, Ileana. Thank you for saying that, Vicki, because I would have forgotten. Micah, same here. Good morning, Kathy. If I miss saying good morning to you, please just say something again, and then hopefully I'll catch you. One of the things that I know that I have to do when I'm dealing with the procrastination, two cardinals just flew by. Isn't that sweet? Good morning, Debbie and Sherry. Is limit my distractions. You know, walk away from scrolling Facebook, walk away from whatever it is that's distracting me. It could be anything. And if I can limit those distractions, then I can get things going. Good morning, Linda Dyer. How are you? Hey, Stacy. Yeah, aren't the birds awesome? They are. It's a beautiful thing. We're cloudy today with, looks like some rain clouds, actually. Hi, Sheila. How's my husband's girlfriend doing? Part of our problem, and I guess it's really what procrastination is to me, is the failure to follow through. To follow through with things we need to do. Like, one of the things I've failed miserably at lately. Hi, Suzanne. Say hi to Colt. I hope he's doing better this week. Well, everything. I've procrastinated everything, and I thought, well, I have a good excuse. I have a good reason. But do I really? The thing about procrastinating, too, is it causes anxiety. Many of us can claim that title. Just got to push forward, cheer what is done, and not worry about what is still there to do. One task, small or large. Have someone hold you accountable is nice. Oh, I don't know. Deanna holds me accountable all the time. Trying to hit the C more. In a nice way. Yeah. Hi, Estella. And what does procrastination do for you? Well, it causes anxiety, and sometimes anxiety causes procrastination, but it also causes that feeling of being overwhelmed, and when you're overwhelmed, it's very difficult to accomplish whatever tasks you have. Good morning, and it's this vicious cycle too. I'm stressed out because of what I'm procrastinating, and then I'm procrastinating, which causes me to be more stressed out. So it's the circle that we give to ourselves. Good morning. Got to see our son Jude this weekend. He looks so good after being so sick. Hope you have a great day. Yes, Ramona. And Jude actually is still on my prayer list. So hopefully that helps. Well, we know it helps. That's just silly, Jay. You know, a good example is you put off paying, I don't know, your electric bill. Eventually, they're going to cut your electric off. And so then you're stressed out because then you got to pay more money to get your electric back on. The stress, it just, you know, or for me, it was making my doctor appointments. All right, Suzanne, you have an amazing day too. Yes, procrastination is the enemy of success because we're spending our time not getting started, not working towards whatever it is. First of all, one of the things we need to be careful of is that we don't procrastinate the things that we need to accomplish. Good morning, Sherry McKee. How are you? And then secondly, procrastinate in living our dreams. All right, we're almost out of milk, but I don't feel like going to the grocery store. It's overwhelming, which it is. I hate the grocery store. But the next thing you know, we're out of milk and then I'm forced to go, right? If I had just gone, I would have never had the stress of worrying, is there enough milk for their breakfast in the morning? Something as simple as that can really get your anxiety going. The paying bills we talked about. For me, it was making my doctor appointments. I went to a new doctor and she's making me do everything. And thankfully, a couple of the appointments they made for me, they had them call me and make the appointment. Today, I have to schedule my mammogram and bone density and a couple of things like that. Why today? Because I see the doctor on the 14th and she wanted these all done prior to that so that we have a starting point, a base point, right? So here I am, I haven't done them yet, and time's a problem for that. So sometimes we do that. If you're not feeling well and you procrastinate going to the doctor with something that you know you need to be seen for, odds are you're going to make that problem worse. Good morning, Francis. Good morning, Retta. So I'm from all of my friends, I know that we are all guilty of it to some level. So we need to work better at the follow through. You know, another example for those of us that are creators that make a living selling things that we make. If I have a custom order and they need it by May 1st, I should probably not be waiting till today to get started on it, because then there's that stress and anxiety. And for me as a creative, when I allow stress and anxiety to get to me, it blocks my ability to create. It blocks that creative muse, for lack of a better word. See, Vicky? Same here. I'm due this year for everything, and so, but it's on my list. And that is a help to me sometimes with the procrastinating. Yeah, Dominica. You know, and y'all know I'm pretty upfront with y'all about things. This was all about me this morning. You know, the other thing is conversations we need to have. Oh, no, Estella. But if the shoe fits. I'm sorry the connection is so bad this morning. I really don't have an answer as to why. We're going to plow through, however, because I've learned that getting off and getting back on generally hasn't helped with that. I know a number of people have had connectivity issues lately. The other thing I have a tendency to do is to set an unrealistic goal for myself. If you set an unrealistic goal, how are you going to reach it? So what works for me in that regard is to break it down into little bits and pieces to achieve whatever the main goal is. Then it's not so overwhelming and I'm less likely to procrastinate. Dominica. Love the red shoe, by the way. So is there a conversation you need to have with someone that you've put off for whatever reason? Is it because you need time to understand or make decisions? That's a good reason. But is it fear? The longer it takes you, the more difficult it becomes. So we need to follow through with whatever it is that we're putting off. Good morning. I haven't seen Deanna yet this morning.
Good morning.
I was kind of in my own little zone.
Me too.
And the biggest thing is it causes stress. Stress is not good for your health, and the next thing you know, you're curled up in the bed not feeling well. Francis. Same here, Tamanika. I'm so guilty of. I think it's the fear of change, the fear of stepping outside of that comfort zone. Aren't they something, Linda? We have lots of them. Actually, they're a little bit quiet at the moment compared to earlier. I thought, wow. Vicky says, good morning. Debbie says, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So does Estella.
Good morning, ladies and gents.
And one thing I don't like to feel, which procrastination causes us to feel, is guilt, like Tamanika mentioned earlier. And boy, guilt has a way of just washing that joy away that you've been choosing all day, and then you suddenly realize, oh my God, I forgot to, I don't know, take the meat out to defrost for dinner. What are we going to do for dinner? Then you're stressed about that. It can be the simplest things that we procrastinate. So I am helped very much when I make a list. My husband, he takes the old envelopes from bills and junk mail, flips them over, and we call it his envelope list. And whenever he thinks of things he needs to accomplish, he writes them on this envelope that he can carry in his pocket and checks them off one at a time. The only problem is he thinks it's funny to make me an envelope list. No. I always tell people it's like your vehicle. Good maintenance will keep you from breaking down in the middle of nowhere, or you can take care of things, prevent more problems, and keep the breakdown. That Seymour button does not like me. Keep the problems at bay, keep the breakdown at bay for the most part, right? And it's you having been a nurse, Francis, you would probably agree. It's the same thing with our health. The more we put things off, you know, how many times have we heard of someone finally going for that mammogram or that colonoscopy or whatever it is, and they find something, and then you hear, if you had come sooner, it would have been in an earlier stage. You would have more options. So from a health standpoint, we got to remember that too. Yes, he's being a helpmate, I know, but still. I tease him, but you know, those little envelope things help me sometimes. It's just funny.
That's not checking the table, is it?
Not right now. No, but we are having some connectivity issues this morning. He's good about that, and he's not as bad about procrastinating as I am. And he doesn't what's the word, correct me. I hate to say that because he sounds like my daddy, but you know, he doesn't say a whole lot, but he'll repeat the same thing, like, I need you to print those invoices for me. Then later, I really need you to print those invoices for me. Guess what? I got to print those invoices this morning. I'm having the hardest time finishing up a wreath for my sister. She picked out all the materials, but needs something. It needs something, and I'm so uninspired. Oh my gosh, girl, I hate when that happens. Especially when you're in the middle of a project. By the way, Nancy, I love your last name. I'm a big Jane Eyre, you know, Bronte sisters fan. Yes, taking care of ourselves. I missed it. Wow, that needs to go top of the list. Easy to put others before ourselves. Absolutely. We are our worst critic. Maybe look at some wreath designs and go from there. That's a great idea, Sherry, because sometimes looking at other people's designs inspires us somehow, whether it be the floral choice, the greenery choice, the choice of color. Sometimes that's all it takes, or the placement of things. Sometimes that's all it takes to like break us free of that. Oh, thank you for the stars. I missed who did it, but thank you. We appreciate that. Those stars, we gather them up, and then they go to our local animal shelter towards the food. Was watching Joyce Meyer's about forgiveness. How we need to forgive those who maybe have said things that upset us. Forgive those that accuse us of things. And those people that believe these accusations was really good. I do love listening to Joyce Meyer.
Yeah, Joyce is awesome.
She is awesome. She has a way of hitting it right on the head, don't she? Oh, thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. Way more than you know.
By the way, morning, Tom.
Did you hear Deanna, Tom? She said, good morning, Tom. And the funny thing is, the older we get, the more time is on our mind. I don't know if we're thinking about our mortality as far as time or whatever. But I don't know about y'all, but the days and weeks and months have gotten over the last, let's say 10 years, to just fly by. And then I'm like, oh my God, where did the time go, right? So I think we in particular need to pay heed to our waste of time. We ain't got time for that. Nobody got time for that. Because again, it causes the things that are not good for our heart either. The frustration, the anxiety, the fear, the depression, the stress, the guilt, all those things are health stealers. She said, I was really surprised because I had some flowers I was sent that I wouldn't buy, but didn't want to throw them away. I said to my husband, I'm thinking outside the box as a novice. And guess what? Let's see. I had seen someone do the same design. I was blown away and thought I am not off at all. It made me feel good, but wondered if she took my picture and made her one herself, LOL. Well, if she did, you've inspired someone, right? And here's the thing I think about that, y'all. I will just say it right now. If you do a live creating and someone copies your creation, take it as a compliment, not an insult. If you don't want someone to copy your creation, don't do a live on it and don't post pictures on it, right? If you put it out there, it's like giving permission for someone else to use that or to whatever. Look, I get inspired all the time. I can't remember who it was this weekend made this really beautiful wreath. And I thought, wow, look at her color choices and the way she placed certain colors next to others. Yo, when I look at a wreath, I really peel it apart. And I thought, wow, that's inspiring. I'm going to use that colorway. And that's what a lot of you do for me. You inspire me to, in one fashion or another. And that's not copying. That's appreciating you. Good morning, Miss Georgie Lee. Yes, Francis. And there's been a lot of little ugly talk in the wreathing floral mesh community about copying. I'm sorry if you put it out there, and take it as a freaking compliment. It's not an insult. I'm not saying that you should, like if someone makes wreath attachments, I'll use that as an example. It's the only thing or paint signs. And you go and copy that sign and they make a living off of selling that particular sign. Well, shame on you if you take away part of their living. I'm talking about the creative process and being inspired by others. And I rather appreciate watching people. Oh, thanks, Tom. Isn't it something this morning? You would bring that up, Mr. Hairdresser. Hi, Linda. Hi, Karen. Good morning. Good morning. We were talking about procrastination. Unnecessary procrastination. Good morning, Carla. How are you? Something that I'm extremely guilty. Like, for example, now this hurts me, so I don't know why I do it. I probably have, I don't know, 15 or more invoices to invoice people for. Now, when you invoice people, they generally pay you. And then you have money to get more stuff to sell, to invoice more people. So Dre it was a tough week. Granted, I have the best reason in the world. But the fact is, I procrastinated. So now today, I have to sit down and get those invoices completed because I procrastinated. What I should have done is done 2 or 3 a day and then I'd be finished. But I did not do that. Can we be copied exactly if you didn't make it yourself? Everyone's eyes see it differently. Well, that's how I feel too, Estella. But there are some. Now, y'all, I'm not talking about these overseas people that are copying people's work and then recreating it cheaply and sending some mess to people that buy it.
Or a pillow, which is baby
Or a
switch.
pillow, yeah. Or whatever it is that they're doing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those of us here. Those of us who are creatives. If I show you what to do, if I post a picture of a design, in my mind, I am giving you license to copy. Also in my mind is, wow, they liked it. They wanted to copy that because they liked it. I did a good design. You know, so in a way, well, always, almost always, it's a compliment. So I look at it as a positive thing. And it brings me joy. And it's just the way it is, you know. And if we sell a kit, oh my gosh, you can make a kit the way you want, right? If you get a sign sent to you and you paint it, you can paint it how you want, or you can copy the original plan by the designer. Don't get your feelings hurt, y'all. Take it as a compliment.
Francis is right. Oh no, sorry to hear that. If you don't want someone to become inspired by what you design, do not do the live explaining your methods.
Absolutely. Tamanika, isn't it funny that us procrastinators always know what we should have done? I'm so guilty. Hindsight, right? Hindsight is 20/20.
Excuse me.
You don't have to follow anyone to copy them. There are photos on Pinterest, Etsy, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. I take inspiration from color. Absolutely, Sue. Same here. I'm inspired by someone's work every day. Yeah, they are. I should just be quiet and let them sing their songs. We have so many out this morning. The birds.
No, I meant sing the songs of your people.
Marla, I believe in that too. I've seen that many times. Or a certain technique where people fail to give credit to the person that inspired them.
Right, Bobby.
What's that?
But if you do recreate the piece, maybe don't do it live.
Right. Or at least not the same, week.
Or the day after.
That's happened to me a few times. And I'm like, ugh. Let me have it to myself for a week or so. Then you can do it. The other thing while we're talking about it, doesn't matter what community you're in. If you belong to a private group and you are being instructed inside that private group to create certain things, whether it be by the host of the group or members inside the group, what happens in the group should stay in the group. You can create these things and make these designs because that's why you're being taught how to make them. But don't go on a live doing what you learned in your group. Because what happens in the group should stay in the group. People are paying for that information, and it offends me when I see it. I've seen it happen with some other groups that I belong to, where people go in and learn something and then they go outside the group and then they share it on their live how to do it, and I'm thinking it's just not ethical in my ever so humble opinion.
Or have the common courtesy to reach out to the group leader and ask permission.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, do that first. they say no, respect that. If they say go ahead, then it's okay.
Oh, Kim Weaver, it's so nice to hear your birds. I have got my grandson interested in birds. Spamress, go away. Kim, still waiting. You know what? You know what I'm waiting on. Stop procrastinating, Kim. Yes, Sherry, ask for permission. We, Deanna and I discuss these things a lot that we see, and that's the biggest thing to me. Just ask for permission. Probably 90% of the time you'll get permission. Now, the other thing is, if you copy what someone does, and that's how they make their living, I just don't agree with that. And I don't mean copying my wreath. If there's one of my wreaths or centerpieces or whatever, or 100, there's plenty of people out there to buy those, right? I'm talking about, don't go mass producing somebody else's stuff. In particular, like signs and embellishments and those kinds of things. I've seen a lot of that, and it's like, yo, come on. Okay, Kim. Good morning, Miss Joyce. You're never late. You're here now.
Yep. Morning, Connie.
Hey, Connie, how are you?
I know, Francis, I shake my head too.
I've been around the wreath community for a very long time. There are techniques used that used to be and suddenly reappear, and someone attaches their name to it. It used to make me laugh and shake my head. Never ever take things out of paid group. Very bad. That's right. And it's sad, really, because, and I think the majority of people who do these things aren't thinking it through. I mean, they aren't like, oh, Drea made that, I'm gonna copy her and I'm gonna sell it, etc. I don't think the process is there like that. I think the majority of people innocently do this and they just aren't thinking. There are those, unfortunately, that seems to be their thing, and they do it knowing that they shouldn't.
Sue said, on the other hand,
Hi,
if
Tanya.
you're paying someone to teach you, then you should be able to incorporate that in your business. Okay.
Absolutely.
As I would take that is, yes, you could. You're paying somebody to teach you stuff or to get you inspired. Yes, absolutely. Use it to incorporate it in your business, but do not do a live showing them how you did it. Create the product, sell it. That's not giving away secrets.
Right. And it's that, because I know for me with Dre's Creative Corral, which is my private group, I save things for the group that I don't share on the main page because they pay me to do this. And I'll tell them to use these things. Hi, Buckeye Girl, how are ya? And it's okay. I've given permission, and generally I do. Here's the thing. I'm trying to think of something as an example.
Our group is good because they're protective of what everybody does in the group. So
yeah, that's why we keep our group small. But I'm not saying that not to use what you learn in the group, because that's why you pay to learn, to use in your business, etc., etc. So if I show you this cool painting technique, for example, which is rarely going to happen, but
no, Sherry, not at all.
If I teach you in a group this cool painting technique, and I want you to use it, and I want you to use it to improve your business. What I don't think would be fair is if you then went on your live and did the same painting and taught the same technique, right, that you learned in the group without asking. 99% of the time I'm going to say, sure, thank you.
Sherry said, would it be wrong for me to have a wreath maker making a wreath and try to do it and give it to a friend and family. I would just say who inspired me, but just wondering. Morning, Mr. Waterman.
Hey. No. And that's inspiration. I'm telling you, we all get inspiration from one another. Okay, and here's another thing. It's wreath making, y'all. Centerpieces, swags, whatever it is, it ain't rocket science. There probably isn't a technique or a wreath that hasn't been made yet.
Amen.
So, let's worry less about our finished product mimicking someone and worry more about teaching a technique that someone else taught us in their paid group that you really need permission for, in my opinion. I can use an example, the woodland ruffle, which is a mesh technique.
Me too, Sherry.
Tiffany, a lady named Tiffany, that was her. She created that particular ruffle. It's pretty awesome. We all use it. You know, the one where you roll it up and then you ruffle it together? That's the woodland ruffle.
Which people try to
take credit for.
Yeah, it's a cruffle, or it's this or it's that. It's like, no, that's actually the wooden ruffle.
She really was the first person to do it.
Yes.
So whenever I do it, I always call it by that because I want Tiffany to have credit for what she created. Now, she has given permission to the world to use it and do it on live. She does have one with a 21-inch mesh that's a paid tutorial. She does not give permission to teach that one. So just, you know, I mean, y'all, okay, if in doubt, don't. Yeah. That's what I've always told my children. Hey, Scotty, Scott, I'm sorry about the phone call, man.
I know, right?
We feel so bad, but with it being the weekend of the anniversary of my kid's accident, we just shut the phones off.
Yep.
And kind of were incognito for a couple of days. We just Friday night chose to come into your live because we love you.
Yes. And we miss you.
We do miss you. Y'all.
Sherry says I need a class.
And I hate this back and forth stuff between people where like you're on one person's page and they do this whole big talk that's ugly and obviously pointing to someone even if they don't say the name. People that have been in the community for a long time, they know. And then the other person, because of so many questions, has to respond without being overly specific. And then it just turns into this vicious cycle and people are making choices and leaving groups and leaving people that they love to follow because of other people's crap. Stop. That's what we mean by stay in your own lane. What's behind you is not important. It's what's in front of you that counts. Keep yourself in your own lane. Stop putting things off.
Bobby said it just seems like common sense to me. Just don't recreate someone else's design. I must say it's hard sometimes when you can't remember if you saw it done on live. The bottom line in this subject is pure and simple respect others. You're right, Sue.
Absolutely. It does get down to R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means.
All right, Scott Jr.
I'm older than him. I've been singing longer, so he's Drea Jr. What's that? Marla, I'm procrastinating right now. I'm supposed to be getting ready to get my errands done, but Dre comes first. I honestly don't feel like going any. Oh, get your errands done. Dre, could you do a talk on friendships and what you should or shouldn't tolerate? Yes, we have touched that subject.
But it would be a good refresher.
And it would, and it's funny that you mentioned that because one of the last parts that I'm having to edit in the book is friendships. It's funny. Oh, thanks, Kim. I'm holding you accountable, Kimmy. Have a good day.
Good morning, Elizabeth.
Oh, Sherry. Right. That is why Melissa went to YouTube. She told me that. She's tired of all the BS.
Yep.
Yes. Like I said, I would say the same thing here. When in doubt, don't. In friendships too. I'm going to write that down so that next week I can let that be our subject.
Melissa also said, I've been on Facebook and people still say I say stuff live on Facebook when I haven't been on. I know. Some people
I can
just
imagine
can't
who
leave
some
people
of those
alone.
people are for you, Melissa.
Yeah. Deborah said, I had a friend tell me to stop doing something and she found it annoying. Hurt my feelings.
Aw.
Whoa. Hello,
One of them just laid an egg. Wow. Yes, we definitely do something on friends and friendships. Thing about friends and friendships, they're a choice that we make. It's not like family where they're there and they're family. It's friends and those who we have in our circle is our choice. And what an important choice that is for our own sanity. They told me I needed to have, we were talking about procrastination and ways to do it, and they didn't say I needed. Somebody said, yeah, we need to have somebody that holds us accountable. I was like, Deanna does that to the point of ad nauseum.
That is true. And I'll get that look and I'll be like, dude, that's what I'm here for.
I do too. I love all the designers. I think everybody, I don't get involved in any of that stuff unless it's something that I see a lot of and it really weighs heavy on my heart. And then I'll talk about it here on Coffee with Drea. I have been drug into so many things but because of my association with certain designers. Y'all, I'm sorry. If that is my friend, it's my friend. That's a choice I get to make. And one or a couple of them almost got to the point of having to get a lawyer involved because of the ugly talk about one of my dear designer friends, one of the first designer friends I made in the industry.
Yes, Tamanika, you did.
And me being friends. It made me guilty by association. And I'm sorry. I'm proud of that association. And nobody's going to choose for me.
Sherry, sometimes I understand what you're saying there. Things, emotions can be expressed without being mean or off. That hurts people's feelings. If I have to say more than 3 times, then it's time to sit down and explain what seems to be bothering me. There are certain times to where in a friendship, you see things and you want to say something, but you also learn to read the person, be with the person, know the person well enough if at that point in time you're able to mention that without them getting defensive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say 98% of the time, most of the time you try to tell somebody something, they do get defensive. So it is hard to say things to people, especially really good friends, and all you're trying to do is express your feelings and they get defensive, then it's like, okay, I can't say anything because they're not giving me a chance to explain my expressions, how I feel, because they think it's a personal attack on them.
And in a case like that, very often that friendship has now become toxic. Toxic for you because they're not hearing you, and toxic for them because they're not listening.
Yeah. And it boils down to that simple in any relationship, marriage,
Absolutely.
family, communication. People find out the hardest thing to do, but it's so easy.
Yeah, Francis,
But
it got pretty serious. But you didn't hear about it from me or the other person. We kept it quiet because, look, I don't have time to play. I always joke with everybody, Dre don't play. It doesn't mean that I'm all, it means simply that I don't have the brain power nor the energy to participate in drama. I left that many moons ago. I've been through school. I don't want to be schooled anymore on drama. And so
That's right, Sherry.
I walk away from that. And does it cost me? Yes, it does. Because there are people that love the drama, and whatever. Did it cost me with all the ugly talk? Yes, I lost a lot of followers. But here's the thing, and I saw this actually on Facebook where it said, there's someone out there that hates you because somebody lied to them about you. So,
or they're jealous of you.
So I just leave it. First of all, leave it in God's hands, because I'd be miserable otherwise. And I don't worry about it. I just keep on keeping on. It's all you can do. I have learned that if it isn't an emergency, then I must say something. I step back, pray, and evaluate. Awesome.
Yep.
Francis, you are awesome. How should I address the problem? Is it really a problem at all? That's what I do. Or I talk with a friend, like Deanna or Retta or one of my kids. And as I'm talking, I'm getting it out of my system, and I'm like, oh my God, that is so petty. That is not important. You know what I mean? People can be cruel. Hi, Kim.
Kim, that's the problem.
Shankle's Craft Shack.
We're adults, but we act like kids.
I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to sound terrible. I've been so disappointed by so many women in our age group in particular, because it's going to be the age group I relate to, at the way people are starting to treat one another. I know Tom's gonna, look, Tom was picking on me about my hairdo this morning. The way we talk to each other, the things we say, the comments we make, and social media has made a lot of keyboard warriors. I understand that. But y'all, we have experience. We know what hate and meanness can do. We've seen it in our lifetimes more than once. We need to put an end to that. It's really sad. We should not be attacking one another. We should be holding one another up. Girl, I'll straighten your crown anytime you need me to. That's the attitude we need to have.
Just kidding. Linda says, this applies to much more than just the reading community. What about people that will try to take credit for something else that you have accomplished or completed, say at work? Been there, done that, nothing you can do.
Well, the things you can do generally would affect your work more than addressing it. But my big thing is find someone you can trust in any situation and let them help you decide if it's something you can address or should address or something you should just leave alone.
That's when I walk away into another room and say, Lord, they're yours, you better take care of them, because right now I'm going to smack them.
Sherry McKee.
Kim said, yeah, if you don't care for a person, don't watch them. There are so many crafters out there.
Right, swipe on. I am scared, scroll on. Scared to death to do lives. I'm in Damon's creative coaching group. I love to design recent. I've learned so much, but some people are so mean. You and Deanna are such an inspiration. A lot of the designers I follow are so inspiring and talented and so sincere in teaching everyone what they know. That's right, and that's what makes it beautiful, right, Francis? That nobody else noticed that you did it. That's one of those secret person of the heart things that we're rewarded for in so many ways.
Linda says, is it still the same when anyone tries to take credit for something they did not accomplish on their own? They stole that from the one who deserves the credit. You know what? That happens more than what we realize. That's almost like a daily occurrence.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that's unethical.
They'll get their comeuppance.
Of course, that's always happened. And I don't know the answer really as to what we can do differently. If we all took one step in the right direction as far as all of that those kinds of things goes, of course there would be some change, but
I guess I would look at it this way. If somebody like Linda, you're talking about, work and stuff like that, which kind of goes to anything in particular, you know, the reading community, everyday life, whatever. But stop and think. The person that they took the credit from, there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into that creation or the idea that came up. Now, one thing about that, unless that other person taking the credit was with you through that whole process, there's going to come a point in time to where they're going to stumble because they took the credit, they took the idea, but they don't know how you got to that point. And then they've got to backpedal that eventually it will come out. Now, if you're there to see it is another story, but it will come out.
Sandy, sad thing is when drama happens, it then becomes the topic on the next live and all the public lives, and that is sad.
Lord, yes.
Amen. Do not need to be in or given a comment on lives about previous drama. I'm there to be inspired and learn and have fun, not watch a soap opera unfold. I agree absolutely, and what I do in those situations, if I want to see this designer design, I just swipe the comments away.
Yep.
After a while, I find myself paying attention to the chatter instead of paying attention to what I was there for in the first place.
Bobby
What does Bobby say?
I just had someone ask me to call them, which I thought was so odd, as I have nothing to do with this person, who goes on to ask me why I'm talking trash about them. She's had 5 people tell her, so it doesn't mean that there's even any reality to it, but what the heck? Drama for what purpose? Because some people feed and live off of drama. If there's
More
no drama
people
in
than
your
I
life-
thought,
oh, yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
More people than I thought. And
If
I'm
the
sorry
attention's
about
not
that.
on them,
That has happened to me recently as well. Recently, meaning in the last months. And it really bothered me. And then I finally thought, okay, there's nothing I can do to change what they said, what they think, what this little grapevine. And that's the thing, really. Maybe 5 people did call this person, but what part of what grapevine are they a part of? What grapevine are they a part of? You know, that constant chatter. What do we do with the grapevine? We wind it, keeps going until finally somebody cuts it off. I think the best way to cut it off is not participate.
and I've obviously left so much real life hell going on, don't need that.
Right?
That's Jessica.
Exactly, Kim.
Yeah, good luck keeping them in their lane, Jessica. She said people need to learn to stay in their lane, find your perfect people, and always stay true to yourself. Those people who are against you will weed themselves out. I'm not a social butterfly, but I support whatever I can.
And that's how I feel as well. You know, you do you and let them be who they are. All we can do is be kind and hope that our kindness or our act of kindness, be it words or smile or whatever, affects them in a positive way sometime.
I know, Melissa, I think sometimes, because she said I had someone copy my videos word for word.
Oh, well, that's different.
And they were my friend. It hurts. And it's like, you know what? I think sometimes friends, there's different degrees of friendship, and that's just so sad, but it's true. That they do take advantage of. I don't want to say the less weaker ones, because that's not the right way.
Yeah, because Melissa's not weak,
No,
but
she's
Melissa's a very kind, giving person.
That's better. They take care of the kindness of your friendship.
Mm-hmm.
That's. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's like being in 3rd grade. What is so great about drama?
I think they're trying to figure out.
I don't know. Maybe they're after an Academy Award, and some of them are really good. Let me just say.
Well, some of them, it's the same old story, just a different day.
Dunk. The only drama I want in my life is my soap operas, and I don't have time to even watch those right now. Yeah, I haven't watched soap opera in years, and I used to love them. Good morning, Marie. Give Bill a big old hug for me.
Yes. My roomies.
Oh, Kim. You know, Kim, that's right. I haven't seen you in quite a while. See, and that right there is sad because I'm getting more and more like that. I go into the lives that I can, that I feel safe in, meaning safe that there's not going to be drama. Ow.
Oh, good morning,
Oh,
Nadine.
hi,
if you're on
Phyllis.
here. Man.
Hope all went well. Hey, Nadine. I see you.
I know, right, Jessica?
People that are being messy, say a prayer for them because they must have really bad lives. Bless their hearts. I can hear the tone in which you say that.
I just think it's a misguided soul that...
And sometimes I truly believe it is. Some of this drama is caused because someone that they looked up to, in whatever industry. You know, I relate a lot to the wreathing community because it's a community I'm a part of. But
Charlotte.
this happens in any community.
Amen. Not just crafting.
One person that they respect or love to watch create or learn from starts saying something ugly about someone else, and of course the comments scroll fast because it's ugliness and everybody wants to participate in the drama. But there's a couple there might be a couple of people there who are like, whoa, I thought Drea was different than that. I'm using myself as an example. It's easy.
Better than me.
I'm an easy target because I don't care.
She does, y'all.
And so then they've made decisions about me based on something someone said without even knowing me or trying to know me. You know, we all suffer that in any kind of industry, in school, out of school, as parents, at the PTO, at the Little League, wherever. People make judgments based on what someone else said to them, and that's how they judge you. And you know, you really can't win by trying to prove anything. They have to want to know you. And it's sad that we do that as grown people, but we do. What? You have that look.
Oh, so I was reading Sherry's.
Oh.
Okay, I will share that this is about a teacher trying to teach me in class. I was standing there because I needed help, and she embarrassed me by saying, "Why am I standing there?" Second time she did it in class again, which wasn't true, and so I did. Oh, yes, I did. I shook my finger at her in class and said, "If you have a problem, you can talk to me privately going into her next class." She did. She apologized and said I was right. I don't deal with people thinking they can treat me the way no one know how. I do speak my mind if I have to, but nicely yet firmly.
Well,
Hey,
that's the
Janet
important
James.
part. Karen Wilson, I feel that in all that our world is going through now, we have too much time on our hands and thrive on a lot of drama.
Oh,
I agree.
Amen to that.
I agree. We've turned, you know, Charlotte was talking about soap operas. We turn the TV off the soap operas where it's fake, and but we get involved in it, etc. And now we're creating our own soap operas out here in social media land, and that's sad because, you know, we don't know who we're hurting when we are saying ugly things live or in a comment stream or whatever. We don't know. There might be somebody at home barely hanging on to their sanity for whatever reason, and then they see us say something ugly to someone else who might have the same problem they have, and suddenly look what we've done to another human being. I worry about that. I don't ever want to go to sleep at night worrying, did I do something or say something or cause drama that hurt somebody? We don't know. We don't know who's listening, who's watching, who's ghosting your lives or your comments or whatever. You could be hurting people you don't even intend to hurt by being a party to drama. You can. And that's sad. When did we stop caring about one another? Yes, ma'am?
No, you're good.
I was on a roll.
Other than Charlotte in one of her comments said, at least with a soap opera, there's a cute guy that takes his shirt off.
Absolutely.
I know, right?
Didn't all of us learn you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all? I don't know,
think
but
they
if not,
reversed that.
they need to go back and watch Bambi. Because I think Thumper's mother is pretty smart to bring out what Dad said.
No, Bobby, I think along the line somewhere that got switched and it's the other way around.
I think we find so much freedom behind the keyboard warrior syndrome, that we forget to be human and kind. We just spout whatever. And two, we want to belong. And so you're on a live or you're reading a post. Let's use a post. And you read this post, and then you go in and you read the comments, and everybody's like getting on board or attacking something. And so what do you want to do? You want to belong, you want to be a part of. So what do? Tap, 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 tap. You agree with these people that are being ugly
have a blessed
without
week,
even
Jessica.
thinking about it. Hey, Jessie. Just in case crafts. By the way, she will be at TDR this year.
Monkey says very true. That's
Bye,
why
sweetie.
I won't put up with it. Don't come on my live acting a fool.
Exactly. I know how. I finally was taught how to use the block and ban button. Don't believe anything unkind from the Keystroke Brigade. Absolutely. Why is it we're so anxious to listen to and become party to all the negative? Why can't we use some of that anxious energy from the lives we've been living the last year and a half to focus on the positive energy?
Because I think people have lost that positivity. I mean, if you have a choice between looking at something negative or positive, it's easier to go to the negative and wallow in that, to where I'm the opposite. If there's something negative, I always try to look for the positive in it.
Same here.
Because I cannot stay in that negative zone. I can't.
You know what? Are you saying they've lost that love
Yes.
and feeling? They have. They have. I had someone ask me many times to help with the floor. Oops. Come back. To help with a floral arrangement and some grapevine wreaths, and then after I did most of the work, found out later they sold those pieces, gave the buyer the impression that they did the work on their own. That hurts. The next time they asked for help, I made her do it by herself with a little stronger urging and only suggesting between several choices, so the final product was actually hers to sell. She admitted that she felt so much better knowing that it was actually her design. It was hard to give the help, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad you did too. Guess what? You were the bigger person.
I agree, Sherry. She says, I think people take my kindness as a weakness, or I'm dense. I am not. It just shows me where they are. Get my point? Yep.
I do. I have the same problem. I think people think I'm weak, but I'm not. And I'm also not naive. If I'm being kind to you, I'm being kind to you. Don't take it for anything more or less than that. You know, what we say and how we act should be who we are. That's the problem, though. So many people are so fake these days because they're behind a keyboard or on a screen. It's sad.
Well, it's just like, you have people that talk behind your back. Well, now they can do it with the keyboard. Connie says it's hard working with the public. I know. You know what? I don't get on Facebook that much anymore for the past couple months, and I'm not really missing it.
Yeah.
Other than a couple things.
Just a couple people. Jane Eyre and the Righteous Brothers. Get my room ready. I'm moving in, Drea. Absolutely. You got me, girl. Yes. I'm not a fan of fake people either. You did hear the cows, but not anymore.
Exactly, Charlotte. She said, I used to be a negative person, and it drained me emotionally and spiritually. I'll never be that person again. Yeah, it does. It does pull it. Yes, you are correct. And now I will not either. Yes, fake people. I hear the cows. Negativity gets you down. Positivity lifts you up. Good.
Yeah. Negative people are so depleting and exhausting. Isn't that the truth? And
the beauty of this, we get to pick what direction we want to go.
Whether and who it's to we the want in our lives.
Or to the positive side. That is true. It is true.
We are allowed to say, I'm done. I am done. Doesn't mean you have to be ugly. Doesn't mean they shouldn't have been a part of your life. Doesn't mean any of those things. All it means is, I'm done. I'm toxic for you, or you're toxic for me, or I've learned my lesson, or you've been a blessing. Whatever it is, but it's time to move on, because now you're causing more. You're not a part of my positivity. You're now a part of the negativity, and I have the right to get that out of my life.
That is true.
Doesn't make them a bad person. And that's the thing we forget, and we'll talk about that next week when we talk about friendships, is just because it didn't work for me and Susie Q doesn't mean that Susie Q and you can't be best of friends. It just means for me and her it didn't work, right? This is where we get confused. That is why we should not base our lives, our decisions, our choices on the opinions of others without getting to know, in this case, the other person, and seeing what we see. It's my opinion. Yes, Sue, I wish people realize that. You're in control of what you're watching, what comments you're making. I have to do a Facebook diet every now and then, because you can ask Deanna, I get really sad about some of the stuff I see. Hello, dear.
Howdy, darling.
That's the real husband.
Yeah, that's the voice you hear. Who said that? I just cannot understand why or how people can talk about others behind their backs and be all nice to their face.
I know, right?
Makes me crazy. Here's the thing that I see. Now, in our little community, I've been a part of it pretty much since it started being a real community of people. And so I know a lot of the backstories, right? So I see somebody go on and they're all buddy, and this is my friend, and blah, 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 all the things. But I know what you just said in a group outside. Yep. Or at an event to a group of people you don't even know. I was there. I heard what you were saying about the very person you are now, because it's convenient and it benefits you somehow, you are now speaking kindly to them. Y'all, let me tell you something. It happens so much more often than I thought, and it makes me so sad. It's like, just be you. You don't have to like everybody. You don't have to be friends with everybody. Just be you and enjoy your life and spread the sunshine and choose the joy.
Everybody's saying hi to you. And Janet, the proper husband.
Janet said, hi, proper husband.
Bobby and Marie also said, hey.
Tell everybody hi.
And Sheila D was on earlier. Your girlfriend?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was on earlier. She might still be on.
Tell everybody hi.
Everybody hi.
They can hear you.
Howdy.
God. Anyway. Me too, and that's how I feel, Sherry. That I've got my good friends, and I love my family, and I love my online family as well. Our group, Coffee with Drea. I just don't like the ugly drama that I see out there, and that's okay. I don't have to participate. Sandy says, hello, Mr. Bobby. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. I know, we could take a big lesson from Thumper, right? Those little bunnies in Bambi. Alright guys, so we've already determined that next week we're going to talk about friendships, relationships, and remember about the procrastination thing, and remember when you're talking with or about someone, when in doubt, don't. Just don't. If you think something might be wrong, don't participate. Bill said, hey to Bobby and tell him I'm ready for some cowboy chores.
Absolutely. I'll start making plans.
He'll have
He's
an
gonna
envelope
make him
ready
an
for-
envelope list. Come on down, y'all, when you have time. Yes, kindness does override being mean, or it should. It certainly should. You know, we have to answer to ourselves, but we have a greater person to answer to at some point. I don't want to go facing him and say, sorry, people made me mad, couldn't help it. I was a judge and jury for others. I'm not willing to take that risk. Because he could say, get away from me, I never knew you, you worker of evil. Or he could say, good job, my child. Come on in, you know.
Dana, yours was funny.
What did Dana say?
Well, I hope I didn't cause drama when I talked about your lounge pants.
No. Dana.
We need to get her
That's
to wear them
funny
again.
drama. Yeah, Monkey's always like, you got your lounge pants on?
Connie would like to know, when is TDR? I want to come so bad.
TDR is November 4th through 6th. And we still have, I think till Friday. Is that the first? Yeah. We still have a 7 payment option available. So if you want to go, do it. And hurry up and book your rooms, y'all. You don't have to pay for the room. That you just need to give them a credit card to confirm the room. But you have to have bought a ticket, be in the TDR group, and use that link. If you try to call the hotel or do Priceline or any of that online stuff, they're going to tell you there are no rooms. Why? Because TDR blocked them. I paid for a block. So that's why. Yes?
They have to pay for their room, but not at the time they make the reservation.
Yes.
Just-
You don't
I
have to
wanna
pay
make
for
that
it
clear.
now. They won't do your credit card until you check in November. Just so you know. Yay, Dana's going.
Tamanika says, hey, Mr. Bobby, thanks for sharing your Dre with us.
Absolutely. It's hard. It's hard to do, but I feel like that I owe it to the craft community
Oh my God.
to
Here we
give
go.
her that opportunity to share her ideas.
Her
My
knowledge and
ideas?
wisdom.
Yeah, and knowledge, wisdom, guidance.
Oh, stop.
I know that shine from her gets so bright
I
that
know
you've
it.
got to share that
Most-
light
most-
with the others.
Most of the time, we're wearing sunglasses.
I know, right?
Y'all, let me tell you about this person sitting over here. So he'll call and he'll say, darling, you want me to bring you home a barbacoa taco? And I'll be like, oh, that's a great idea. In case y'all don't know, there's a local place. I don't like all barbacoa, but there's a local place that I'm addicted to it. Anyway, I'll say, oh, thanks. That'd be wonderful. He'll go. And I'm not kidding. Now, darling, anything I can do to make your day better. Well, darling, that's what I want to do. Yeah, that's what I married, Mr. Satin.
Oh, Damon. I so remember that. Damon says, LOL. He's sucking up. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Good morning, Mr. Oates.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Drama Free.
He says it like it is.
He does. That does. Oh my God, that was so funny.
Vicky says, Dre, make sure and get your invoices done today.
I know.
I'll be on her, y'all. Them
No,
used to
I'm not
listen, but I'll
allergic
be
to
on her.
money. I will get the invoices done today.
Yes, yes.
Like I said, I had the best reason in the world. Last week was a very tough week. I don't know. Well, I do know why. But sometimes, some years it's just worse than others. Made it through fine. Lived on the memories. Turned off my phone. It was great. Moving on, because, y'all, I turned 60 on Thursday. Let me turn Mr. Wonderful's. The money pox. Stop it. I don't have the money pox. Although, Damon,
Yes, she does.
you're always, whenever I'm not doing something I should be doing, you're always in the back of my mind telling me, get your shit done. Sorry, y'all. I did say the S word, but that's
Damon,
what he
I'm
says.
going to start telling her, hey, look, do I have to message Damon?
No. He knows.
But does he know?
Ask when you're getting new ribbons in. Well, anytime.
Trina says, happy birthday, sweet lady.
Aw, thanks. It's Thursday, but thank you anyway. This is a big one, and I'm proud of it. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not scared. Dylan told me, Dre, 60 on you is the new 40. All right, which one, Dylan? But anyway, it's nice. It's nice. I don't know when they're coming. We have some on order, Janet. We did list some last week, and we have more coming. That's what I can tell you. Like, for example, I have one of my suppliers that I usually get items in a week. I got a message that they're on a 23-day shipping schedule, which is like, no. But anyway, so we'll get them as soon as we can, and Jesse will send out the emails. Thank you, Janet. I will, and I will be live on the main page sometime this week. We don't know yet. Mystery time live. And if you're in the Creative Corral, 4 o'clock today, Central Time. Y'all, thank you for hanging out. Let's all work on not procrastinating. Follow through with what you need to do, and follow through with working on your dreams. Remember that saying, I'd give credit if I knew who said it, that the greatest waste of time is not getting started. And then once you get started, you're halfway there. So no procrastinating this week. Let's all make our lists and stick to them. It'd be interesting to see how many of you accomplished something this week that you didn't think you could. Never give up your power. That's the power to be that amazing individual that you are. You're intended to be. Only you can be you. Don't allow the opinions of others to affect your power, because that means what? You're giving your power up. Use a little bit of that power, y'all. So always, always, always choose joy, y'all. Have a great week. Make it a great week. Bye.
Linda, I'm going to get out my envelope.